Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. Ian Georgeson, as always, thank you for joining us today. Ian, summertime, lots of baseball happening, but this past weekend, we had a big event in the city of Chicago, the very first Chicago street course, and it was not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. That's what I gotta say. A lot of first time fans there said it was their first ever NASCAR race and they loved it. So that they put on a good show, a lot of good racing. So yeah, it was a pretty successful weekend.
Obviously a step in the right direction with, some new fans, walking into it, got a lot of good feedback. First time, NASCAR Cup Series winner. And I hope I say his name right, Mr. Shane Van Gisbergen, or as Joey Logano called him, Hamburger.
Yeah, Mr. Hamburger. I mean, either way, that guy came in his first ever NASCAR race. He's a sports car champion and just goes on and kicks everyone's ass. So would be cool to see him maybe get a full-time ride or maybe even just do all the road courses for Project 91. That'd be pretty cool.
Project 91, I like that. Or if, Trackhouse Racing wants to open up a third ride, because that's what you raced for over the weekend.
Well, that's what they call the car is Project 91. It's kind of like it's still on Trackhouse, but it's kind of like their sidecar that they set up for like road ringers to come in for road courses. So
well, I think Shane Van Gisbergen is that guy.
yeah, he's pretty damn good. It would be cool to see what maybe he could do on an oval.
Exactly. And this race did have its flaws over the weekend. Obviously, you can't control the weather. They could have done things a little better, though, with that weather. For starters, try to finish that Xfinity race and, have the Cup race, on Monday where it was nice and sunny.
Yeah, but I think they wanted to try and get that in on Sunday. And they knew that they had a pocket to get the Cup Series in, and they just didn't want to have it all open just for the Xfinity Series. You know what I'm saying? With there only being 2 laps away, I mean, at that point, you just got to call it. So
yeah,
that was just in one of those unfortunate circumstances.
There wasn't many passing and stuff. Cole Custer led the whole way. Obviously for Xfinity it was hard to pass, but on the Cup, Jesus Christ, there was lots of passing, with Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell going at it, Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race.
Yep. Some of the walls did not like some of the drivers, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And then Harvick took a hit, Chase Elliott took a hit, Kyle Busch took too many hits and he still survived. Austin Dillon, who was looking pretty good, took a hit. Noah Gragson took a hit, so it wasn't.
He took like 5 hits in the same turn.
So it wasn't quite for everybody, but thankfully we go back to our normal track, a super speedway to be exact, at Atlanta.
Super speedway, super schmeedway. That's not a super speedway. It's a 1.5 miles that they turned into a draft racing track. It's a Frankenstein of a track. That's what I'll say. After a couple of years of watching this, I miss old Atlanta from seeing all the old footage. Like,
you miss old Atlanta.
It's cool what they did do it, but not a fan that they did it at Atlanta. I would rather have them do it at something like Texas or Kentucky. I don't know. Just not a fan of it happening at Atlanta because old Atlanta just put on the most phenomenal racing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that was pretty much, Harvick's, old dominating track.
Yep. And now it's completely different. And yeah, he doesn't do the best on super speedways.
Texas Motor Speedway needs all the help in the world, or just blow it up, for all I care.
Well, good thing is we only raced there once, so.
Yes, because we remember the All-Star race last year. That was a complete shit show.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens with Atlanta this weekend. So let's jump on from racing to baseball. Ian, we are about that at the halfway point of the MLB season. All-Star Week is coming up. a good representation for Chicago in the All-Star. Luis Robert
Yeah.
making it for the White Sox, Marcus Stroman for the Cubs. Who
Yeah,
else for the Cubs?
you guys are lucky that you at least got one player, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Marcus Stroman, we got Dansby Swanson, and Justin Steele. So we got two starting pitchers in it. It's been a long time since the Cubs have had a starting pitcher in the All-Star game. So pretty cool to see. Dansby deserves it. I think Nico Horner kind of got robbed of his All-Star appearance, but either way, pretty freaking cool that we got three guys in the All-Star game.
And Luis Robert to the home run derby. I mean, that man's a dinger machine.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully the South Side woes don't affect him during the derby.
Well, what are their not South Side woes?
Got that right.
Yep, and then they just blew, another one of the Blue Jays last night after Luis popped a big one. Like, we just suck. We suck. I mean, that's Chicago sports teams. They just suck.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
Southside ain't you guys really have no hope.
Nope,
Right now.
nope. I'm not getting my hopes up at all. I had no faith coming into the season. So what the hell did we expect?
Yeah. At least for us, we have a little bit of hope.
Yeah, but you guys need to have some serious work to do when you hit the second half of the season.
Until our bullpen gets it together and we can start hitting more later in the games, we ain't gonna do shit.
Well, I'll tell you this though, for some teams, there have been some surprising teams this season that just blow you out of the water. One of the biggest jumps is the Texas Rangers. They have over 50 wins on the year after going 68-94 a year ago.
Yeah, that's a huge turnaround right there. I mean, they still have they can win 18 more times and then lose the rest of the games to basically tie that record. So hey, there's still a lot of time to fuck up.
Well, let's hopefully that's not the case, even though we have seen teams fuck it up before after getting off to a good start and missing the playoffs.
Yeah, that's for sure.
There are specific teams there. I mean, you got Texas leading, the very tough, AL West with Houston, who's 49-38. The Angels are above 500. The Mariners are barely 500. And then there's the Oakland Athletics, who can't even fill up a fucking stadium.
Oakland A's are dying. Can't wait for them to move to Vegas.
Even though I can't say much about the A's because
it's funny because I was actually making a new franchise on MLB The Show today, and I made the Las Vegas Aliens. It's pretty cool. It's got like a UFO on the logo and everything. But I did not use the Oakland A's. I actually used the Texas Rangers. So I relocated them to Vegas, and then I turned off the budget cap so I can just get whoever I wanted. I have to do forced trades. So, dude, I got Aaron Judge, Mike Trout,
okay,
Trey Turner. Dude, I made myself as well. I made myself like 99 overall. The team is just stupid. The first game we won like 14-0. So
did you make Bobby Hill as well?
I did not.
Well, you should have, because I remember for like the Rangers, right? You made Bobby Hill.
Yeah, me and Nick did, yeah.
But no, I like that though. The Las Vegas Aliens.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and I was looking up like logos like that. People will make their own logos and they'll upload them on MLB The Show and you can download them. And I was looking up like Las Vegas, and all of it was just like Las Vegas Athletics, like Las Vegas, like Aces, Las Vegas, like, all these different renditions to change the Oakland A's to Las Vegas, whatever they're going to change the name. I'm sure they won't be the Athletics. I'm sure they're going to completely rebrand the team, but it was pretty cool to look at everyone's kind of renditions of like what a Las Vegas baseball team like logo would be, or a stadium too, because people can make their own stadiums on there as well.
Well, with it being in Vegas, it's going to be a really nice stadium.
Yeah. The thing is with Vegas sports, like we've seen it with the Vegas Golden Knights. Like you don't have like not a whole lot of people live in Vegas. It's a huge tourist spot. So really it's like for the tourists to go to. Like
Exactly.
if
And
I were gonna go to Vegas, I would plan my weekend around maybe a Blackhawks Golden Knights game or like a Cubs Vegas baseball team game whenever they move.
Bears, Raiders in Vegas.
Exactly. So that's where they're getting most of their ticket sales is from the away fans, I feel like. Or, you know, people who live all over the world that are fans of the Vegas team.
And then, of course, you got Las Vegas Motor Speedway for NASCAR. So, yeah, a lot of tourism there in Vegas than just the gambling.
Definitely.
Another team that has been a surprise this year is the Arizona Diamondbacks. They've been okay in past years. Last year they were 77. Last year they were 74 and 88. They also have over 50 wins. And they're leading that tough NL West with the Dodgers and the Padres.
Yeah, I'd say they made a big turnaround as well.
Exactly. Well, that's what you like about baseball. If baseball teams do the right thing in the offseason, if they do the right thing, they can easily turn it around. And Texas and Arizona are doing that. I feel like every year, at least in like the good divisions, than like your weak central divisions, you'll see like brand new winners every year.
Right.
Another team that's been a surprise, the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, that's a real surprise there.
And they have
Marlins have been historically bad for a long time.
They have one of the best hitters. They have the best hitter so far in baseball, Luis Arias, batting in a 387.
Holy shit. Yeah, that guy's pretty damn good.
We have to talk about some teams that are disappointing us. I'd say the Cubs are a bit of a disappointment so far. They're just like we just talked about. The bullpen, the hitting. The Cubs are like hot and cold. They'll play good one week and then play like shit the other week. They'll play good 1 month and play like shit the next month.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is right now. Um, I'd say we're a lot better than we were projected to be this year, to
Yes.
be honest. So right now, I like the way that things are going. Pete Crow Armstrong just moved up to AAA in Iowa as well, so we might see him at the end of the year playing some ball if we don't make any playoff spots.
Right.
So future looks great for us right now. Morel's kicking ass. All of our young guys are just doing great.
Ian and I, we were at the Cubs game on Thursday for NASCAR night. First fucking pitch is a Kyle Schwarber dinger.
Go figure. Go figure.
That's what he does against his former team. Just, rip one deep, goodbye.
Yep, he's still batting 180.
His home runs is what's saving his ass. Home runs is what's saving his ass.
Yeah, besides that, he kind of sucks.
No kidding. Another team that I believe is a disappointment is, we just talked about them, barely at 500, Seattle. They're barely at 500. They're barely at 500 after making the playoffs last season.
Yeah, that's that's a lot of work to do there. I don't see any hope for them in the future right now.
They're in trouble. The Padres are also in trouble. They're, they're made after they made the NLCS last season. They haven't done anything.
No, they haven't done anything at all. So time to make some moves.
Well, there's a lot of teams that need to make some moves right now to save their season, especially a lot of good playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the MLB is always full of surprises. I mean, the Orioles are definitely a surprise. Atlanta, after letting that championship hangover hit them last year, they all of a sudden boomed it up. The Reds are a surprise. I mean, they're playing also in the shitty NL Central.
Yeah.
So that's what's helping them out and stuff.
But the Reds are pretty good right now, I would say.
The Reds finally, for once, too, because they're another team you talked about that has been, down in the dumps for a while.
Right.
And, the All-Stars coming up and stuff, home run derbies.
Home run
I'm going to
derby
be
is
honest with
always
you.
fun to watch.
I'm more intense for the home run derbies. The All-Star,
It's not really fun to watch. I think it's more of just like an honor to see one of your players in there, I guess.
Just watch them, play baseball for fun. But the home run derby, oh, I'm popping my popcorn for that.
That's when it gets serious.
I want Luis Robert to win it. Go, Luis. Represent your
Yeah.
city. And speaking of players, Ian, we're going to wrap up the show with this fun segment. MLB players that you would love to have a beer with. And you can name as many as you want.
Yeah, that's a good one there. I feel like a guy that could really just take down the beers is like Mike Trout.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Mike Trout, or I don't know, drink some sake with Otani.
If you're drinking a beer with Mike Trout, like you're already, on the ground, and Mike Trout's like, I just feel buzzed. Come on,
Yeah.
get up. We need some more.
That or like Kyle Schwarber,
The professor?
Anthony Rizzo. That's it, Schwarber, not Hendricks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Rizzo, really any of the big guys that are in the MLB, I feel like I would have a beer with.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I definitely want one with my guy, Jake Berger.
Yeah.
He'll have a nice, first he'll start off with a nice, delicious burger and then have 15 beers, and he'll be like, I'm not drunk yet.
Right.
Jake Berger be like, I'll drink this beer, this, and that. I'll be, stumbling, and he'll be like, what's the matter, man? I feel great. You gotta get your game up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't do any jello shots around him.
Oh lordy. Well, I'm sure the bartender that's serving those jello shots to people, I'm sure he'll buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he'll still be standing. Just watch.
Yeah, exactly. And the dude is huge.
I wouldn't mind having one with, Fernando Tatis, very energetic guy for baseball.
Oh, yeah, dude. Shoot up some steroids with him, too. Let's go. Oh, that sounds like a fun time, man.
Well, especially when he's drunk, he'll probably use up the whole thing of steroids.
Yeah, exactly. He's a greedy bastard.
He'll be the strongest man in the bar.
Yep.
So if a bar fight happens, my money will be on Tatis.
Yeah, that's for sure. And for the tiniest nuts.
And, Freddie Freeman. Let's have a beer with Freddie Freeman.
Freddie. Yeah, Freddie's great. Hey, that's another guy that I got on my Las Vegas team. He's my first baseman.
Is he really? Dude,
yeah.
Been playing baseball for a long time, and he's
still kicking ass, man. There's a reason why the Dodgers got him.
Exactly. I mean, old veterans and stuff. I mean, he's got the fourth best batting average in the MLB.
Yeah. The guy is
batting a .313.
Yeah, the guy is pretty fucking good.
Well, but let's be honest. If you're batting over 300, you are clearly doing something right.
Yeah, it's hard to be batting over 300 these days, so pretty impressive to be batting over 310.
For sure. All right, well, that will pretty much wrap up the show and stuff. Lots of baseball talk got to get out of the way with the All-Stars, teams hitting the halfway point. Sure, some teams are off to some slow starts, but that's what the second half of the season is for. We'll see a lot of turnarounds coming, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. We shall see. We're just hitting the halfway point for the season here. But Pat, who you got, NL or AL?
For the All-Star game, what I got to say, the AL, of course.
All right, buddy, bring it on.
Oh, you got the NL, don't you?
Of course, man. I got 3 of my boys going in there.
Well,
you got Justin Steele and Marcus Stroman pitching. I'm sorry, but you guys are done for. So have
Oh,
fun.
good thing we're sitting in computer screens right now.
Yeah, right.
And then I guess, if we're going to talk about picks, who do you pick winning for Atlanta this weekend?
That's a tough one because it's a weird super speedway. William Byron's pretty damn good. Hendrick Motorsports is just good at this track in general right now. William Byron or Redemption for the 7 car. Corey LaJoy finally gets revenge and takes out the 9 and wins the race.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, and then who do you have winning for Xfinity?
Xfinity, well, I know who you got. That's a pretty easy choice there. I know it's Austin Hill. That's
You read my
sure.
mind.
I think we actually got a couple cup guys in here. I think Ty Gibbs is actually making the run for it, so I got to go with the Wonder Boy,
The Jesus boy.
Jesus boy. Yep.
I like to thank my
then,
Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yep. And then trucks are also running at Mid Ohio too, so that should be fun to watch. That's always a fun road course.
Well, if I had to pick my driver for Atlanta, I'm honestly going to go with Bad Brad. Came so close in the spring. He gets that redemption this Sunday.
Yeah. RFK, either one of those cars would be a great choice to pick for these kind of tracks here.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it for the show, everyone. Ian, as always, thanks for coming on to another episode of Koto's Mojo.
You got it, buddy. Always fun to come on here.
Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. For Ian Georgeson, I'm Patrick Koto. You are listening to Koto's Mojo. We will see you next time.